Hey, neighbors, and welcome to another episode of In the Red. We're back. It is the fortnightly Thursday night, and we are here to explore the joys of being broke and in debt and alone and in a new location, but also apparently own property and have a manservant who has magic powers. We will We'll do a quick recap. Does somebody want to do a recap? Somebody do a recap. Spit, do a recap.
I'll do the recap. Yeah. So we went and the barn was on fire. And so we went into the other barn and took a whole bunch of stuff, which was mostly our stuff and then stuff that's become our stuff. And we're really excited about that. We have more horses, but the other barn was still on fire and we weren't really comfortable about that. So we decided to take ourselves, our Baron associate, and the unconscious bodies who are wrangled inside our rope of wrangling and took up camp just about a few hundred yards away. I took the first ship and looked around, made sure our guys still were unconscious and behaving. And then I noticed a big shadowy figure on the watchtower that wasn't too far away, but it looked really scary and kind of exciting.
Yes, all of those things. The reason you went to the on fire barn is because you went to find your associate Baron, who is kind of your business manager, I suppose, for lack of a better word. He was kidnapped. You went to track him down and free him from his bonds, and then he lit the barn on fire, which, there was an enemy between him and the barn, so it
He
wasn't.
said business continuity insurance. I'm not really quite certain if he knows what those words mean.
I don't
I mean,
know.
he got kidnapped and didn't use said business continuity insurance, But he said it was to not put our place on fire. But
We'll see. I don't know. It was surprising to y'all that he had magic powers, but whatever. It's a magical world. Reincarnation, resurrection magic is commonplace here, so probably not commonplace. But what?
The Twitch didn't update. September is still up. Go sub.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
$3.99.
I guess sub, and then you can give us some cash, and we'll love it.
Where does it go, Brian?
So the money from our Twitch channel goes to the Initiative Research Foundation. Initiative Research Foundation focuses on raising funds to provide grants for academic research into the gaming sphere, specifically analog games, but we haven't really ruled out video gaming as well. So if you want to support grants for research in games, you can either join on Patreon, that goes to Initiative Research Foundation, or you can sub on Twitch here.
Maybe we can get some emotes so we can spam those cool emotes.
I have a emote set up. It's our logo for the business. I don't really know how Twitch works, so if you want more emotes, I'm gonna put Jake on the creation of emotes, or at least the implementation.
Wait a minute. I got some questions here.
Yeah, wait.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm in finance. Wait a minute.
We'll figure it out. If you want emotes, we'll get you emotes. I know people who know people. Yep. Look at all those emotes.
Wow.
Danny's got some emotes, and Jake's got some emotes.
I got some pretty
War crimes.
Notes.
That seems crazy. So yeah, emotes. There you go. Check them out.
Yeah. So, are we still on nighttime, or are we?
You were on the road.
I made it on the road. Okay.
Spit has. Well, I mean, you camped out a bit on the road, about a few hours, maybe an hour from the barn itself. Spit, through his magical, well, not magical, through his spyglass and his dark vision, spotted a dragon in the sky, perch on the watchtower. The rest of the night goes uneventfully, so that's good. It doesn't look like the dragon has spotted you. Spit, you were raised on a dragon compound.
Yeah.
You know a couple of things about dragons. They are powerful. From the vantage point you had, it's tough because you don't really have a scale in mind for how big the watchtower is. But you would expect this dragon is not like an ancient dragon by any means. It's probably young adult-ish, maybe even younger. But aside from that, you know that it's probably would serve as a pretty substantial threat for you all, but maybe definitely not insurmountable if it were, you know, a typical dragon. You also know that dragons typically have a good deal of wealth associated with them, and maybe this might be a good place to investigate leads vis-a-vis your debt. Who knows? Your experience with dragons is that they are bad news. You were raised by a white dragon. You probably know that there are also good dragons, but good dragons are typically also kind of dickish. There's not like, I guess some like silver dragons are like sociable, but the rest of the metallic dragons often come off as pretentious versus the chromatic dragons that come off as wrathful and angry. So pick and choose, I suppose. Do you have any other specific questions about either dragons or the dragon you spotted?
For the dragon that I spotted, how big is it based on what I was able to see? Like, it was obviously perched atop a watchtower. Is it an unusually big or an unusually small dragon?
So that's typically how you judge how old they are, is by their size. So you would say it's probably either, I mean, what mechanically would be considered like large or huge. So 2 to 3 times the size of Kiv, 5 to 6 times the size of Y'all. But not atypical for like a young adult dragon.
From what direction was the dragon flying when I spotted it?
It was flying in from kind of the north west, but it looked like it was kind of circling. So you're not really sure, like when it came into view, it was kind of circling. So you're not sure like where that circle started. Yeah.
And did it remain perched in that place the entire time that I kept like looking at it, going like, is he coming? Is he coming? Or did they leave the area?
You didn't see it leave. Which means either it had business there or that is kind of where it puts up residence. You're not really sure. Yeah.
Were there any other flying creatures alongside it?
Not that you spotted. So the only reason you really spotted the dragon was because it was huge. If it has like birds or whatever that are with it, they were too small to spot even with your spyglass. Like it's probably 3 or 4 days from here. Like the fact that you had a spyglass is the only reason you can even really see the tower.
Sounds good. I don't have... no. Actually, for the dragons, I know that they either are animalistic in nature or can speak Draconic. For the dragons of this land, do we know if they speak any other languages?
Dragons are typically pretty intelligent, and usually language is not limited to only like Draconic and Common, right? Like you would expect them to be able to speak Common and Draconic as kind of a base, but based off like their experience and their kind of regionality and how they got here, it's tough to know what other languages they might speak.
I know I was raised by a dragon in the mountains, and we were in a very Arctic area. Do dragons usually have an elemental preference and by consequence an elemental weakness?
Yes to the former, typically no to the latter, right? Great. So typically they prefer an element associated with them. Your dark vision doesn't allow you color vision, right? So you can't tell the color of them. But you know that like white dragons are typically in favor of cold environments. They have cold breath weapons. They are resistant or immune to cold damage, those kinds of things. Make a nature check
All right. Nature. Oh no. All right, here we go. 9.
9. Yeah, so white dragons, definitely white cold breath weapons.
Yeah.
Other colored dragons, probably also breath weapons, maybe not cold. That's kind of all you got.
Yep, makes sense. I mean, I haven't seen. This is actually the first dragon that I've seen since the big flame. So I'm a little bit buzzed with excitement. But yeah, that's about it.
Perfect. Any other questions? I guess the rest of you are sleeping. The night ends. You wake up. Ready, go.
Guys! I saw something on the watchtower. It was big. It had huge wings. It was kind of draconic in nature, in form.
Can we kill it?
Oh. I don't know. It was too. I didn't really get that good of a look. I mean, I turn over to Michi. I'm like, "You're good at killing things."
Just put it all on him.
What was it? Was it a dragon?
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, it must have been a dragon.
Flappy wings.
Yeah.
I'm amused that that's the only telltale. Not all of the other draconic qualities. Just the flappy wings.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how powerful it is. It did seem like a little bit of a younger dragon, but I mean, they still pack a punch for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about it. We can go check it out, but I still think we should get our stuff back home.
Yeah, probably that first.
And we got people that we can now bring to the authorities.
Oh, the peoples. That's right. We were going to take them to Mayor Ornath.
Have you ever seen this dwarf? Yo, hey, Spit. I remember you have this really good impression. We won't talk about it, though. We won't talk about it. I really want to hear it again, but eventually. Maybe it's another day. But I think we should totally make it back to town first, and then we should recreate the scene of what happened.
Sure, yeah, we could totally recount that for Mayor Ornath and Macy and Roscoe and everybody.
But real talk though, we have these people, and we can't. If they try to break free, they might not ever forgive us. They won't forgive us. Like
no,
there's like a moment of hesitation of like they. No,
they know.
No. And look at his beard; it's blue.
Yep, they weren't lying.
What's this about? We can figure out if it's dye.
And he had magical armor too, because this stuff feels.
And boots. And I look at Baron. I'm like,
oh yeah.
But we won't talk about that either. Yeah. And it's like, yeah. But yeah, let's.
I'm no longer muted. I fixed it. Don't worry. As you say, also
Brian
there are
didn't want to
boots.
acknowledge it.
As you say, also there are boots. He taps his toes together in a very whimsical fashion.
Does a fancy melody also play?
No.
Does he like jump up and do like a heel click as well?
No, he's sitting on the cart. He doesn't.
I think I used to imagine him kind of like deal with the toes, like doop.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
There's some place like home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say probably best course of action, drop stuff off, turn these guys in, and then...
Oh, yeah. We all feel better now, right?
Maybe there's a bounty on his head.
Oh, yeah. So was that like a long rest where we could like do hit dice or recover?
Yep. It's a long rest.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, keep in mind you heal half your level when you're in an unprotected long rest. Or you heal double your level on hit points rather than all of your hit points.
level in hit points.
Oh,
Got
that's
it.
a different. We all got our spell slots back though.
Oh, your spell slots come back, yeah.
Yep.
I think I stapled everybody, so I can't do anything else. Yeah, I did.
But yeah, there's a difference between a protected long rest and an unprotected long rest.
Okay.
Or
So
secure.
Even more reason
So
to not engage on further combat if not necessary.
Yes. Yeah,
on the
correct.
road.
Yeah.
So we get.
I'm more
twice our
willing
level
to
back.
go on a fight now, but
Twice your level. in hit
prefer
points,
not
yeah.
to. He starts sinking points into charisma and get like inspiring leader or some shenanigans like
Oh.
this. What the hell?
It's not a terrible idea. The feats are cool.
Well, that's what I did.
What?
That's why I got healer at level 4. I didn't take a wisdom point.
Oh, all right. Anyway, you guys are gonna head back to town then?
Yeah.
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 The-
Cautiously, I think that's the most we said. Like we're not trying to break we're not trying to break land speed records here.
Sure. Yeah, it takes
And
go ahead.
and along the way, we're making sure that we're periodically bonking all of the mercenaries on the head. In
They're
the
not going to
event that
be.
they
They're
wake
not going
up.
to be very useful by the time you get anywhere because they're going to be
Concussed.
so concussed and so.
No,
brain
just if they
damaged.
like start coming to, we just tap them back.
It gets to the point where like they start coming to, but like
No.
not. They just continue to play dead because they just don't want to get knocked unconscious again. And like
Yeah.
I think like at some point Dimitri looks over and one of them like shuts his eye abruptly and is like and Dimitri is just kind of like, all right, that's fine. Like they're not resisting, they're not trying to escape. They've kind of like acquiesced to their lot and would prefer to avoid further brain damage and intelligence drain.
I could see Morty just trying to play the good cop bad cop thing, and it's just all bad cop, but like done badly.
And I just look over. I'm just like, yeah, guys, they're fine.
They're fine.
Don't worry about it.
It takes pretty much all day because you're not like going at a brisk pace, but you set off pretty much right at dawn and get there in the evening for sure, pretty late. But you get to Wind's Hollow. The gate is opened for you. When you get to your establishment, Baron starts kind of unloading everything and just like...
I'd like to help him.
Okay, great.
Definitely, but keeping my my spade in hand, ready to. I'm like carrying stuff in with one hand, but like ready to run out to like bonk the guys if just.
So
like,
I guess
how,
like
how about
there is like stockades. I wouldn't say that there's like a jail, but there is like a location that they could be like restrained in. There's like cages.
we wanted to be able to make sure that they were brought to the awareness of Mayor Ornath. So in addition to unpacking and putting stuff into our home, which hopefully has all the locks installed now by this point.
You have been gone for 2 days, 3 days. Yep.
So
quad locking it. By quad I mean 8 times 2 times 4. So many locks. It's just a door with locks.
it's lockception.
And yet we have this window that's right next door to the door.
That's true.
Shit. It's bulletproof. It's about as bulletproof as the Tesla presentation.
But while we're getting our belongings back in the home and getting Baron resituated and everything like that, I do think it's important for some of us, or all of us after we're done doing it, if it's fast enough, to be able to go over to Mayor Ornath and alert them that, hey, we're back, we got back our stuff, and here are people that are not nice people.
I do want to make a statement though. We have to be careful not to create too much of a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And more so the sense like Brian mentioned stockades, but I assume they're like more there as like a showpiece and they actually get used. And if we showed up and then within 2 weeks of us being here, we are now like changing what they've lived by for so long, that might actually cause a negative effect because of our involvement. So I am very like, this is kind of one of those outspoken things that Morty be like, I don't think that we need to make a public showing of them. But I don't know and he goes, but I don't know what the right course of action is. But the general populace is not going to be able to deal with him. I mean, and if you looked around town, I'd probably kind of point to the fact of like, this dude is completely different than everyone else that's in this town.
In the meantime,
he
Roscoe
has a
walks
blue
by this
beard.
person. Yeah.
Like even Roscoe's probably more of a sight because he's been here, versus someone who like walked in and then his immediate reaction was steal someone, And then the guard who was like, it looked okay. Like, I just don't want it to be a situation where we start causing more problems than solutions. Because what are they gonna do with guys in stockades? Just like kick them out of the town? Like, we're gonna have to, I feel like, come with a solution to this anyway. And I don't know what that looks like. But I don't think we should put them on a public forum of like, boo, tomato to the face. Like, I don't think that's what this town's philosophy is, first and foremost. But putting these good people that we call friends that have been so caring and kind and loving towards us, and then we bring in something super negative, it's like, I agree with Spit on the, bring this straight to Spit. I think it was Spit, yeah.
Yeah.
To the mayor, and then like kind of, I want to say shifting responsibility, but kind of shifting responsibility because a crime was committed in his town, and then he can decide what he wants to do. But like, I'm gonna be adamant against the stockades, like super adamant, because I think it's just gonna hurt our image. Not only image, but just it goes beyond image. I think it's just something more than that.
This is such a small like location too that I'm not sure that they would have something like that, but if they do, yeah, it's like that's
not the town's thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm on board with all of that because I wanted to be able to bounce off of Mayor Ornath what they do in situations like this, and then also inform them that, hey, their trade routes are opening. People are coming in. You saw Macy's earlier. It was really hustling and bustling. And if people like these can also come through the doors and potentially threaten Winds Hollow in general, then they ought to know that possibility has opened up as well in just being able to have more activity here. And so helping them be aware of that and potentially guiding Mayor Ornath in a way to be looking out for that. Maybe the guardsmen need some help, for example, in just making sure that people who are coming in for the right reasons and not for the wrong ones in ways that could potentially threaten all of the awesome people here.
Where are you having this conversation?
In our place.
Okay. Baron comes over and he says, look, like, they had me fooled too. Like, the guard he didn't like let someone kidnap me. Like,
but
I let him into our place because I assumed, like, because he had a good story. Like, I left with him to keep the place from burning down, but like, he got in because he was pretty charismatic and pretty convincing. So like, I don't know that we should blame the guardsmen for incompetence here or whatever.
But I don't think the guardsmen are the ones to be incompetent or, for that. It's more so.
Yeah, I think they probably just need to understand that the idea of the charlatan is very much like out there and rampant because even these people who seem like these totally stand-up dudes somehow got right in and did what they did.
But it's like every person is going to be here for a little bit different reasons. Like, where there's travelers here and we're more of the foreigners to this region than anything else. So maybe we just haven't run across enough blue-bearded dwarves, but at the same time, it's like, it's the town's shtick, if I may, is one of not violence. It's like they're farmers, they're people that come around and they just do their lives. Yeah, they're not sitting here with a standing army of 4,000 crossbowmen. They're sitting here with a dude who used to be part of the Emerald Blades, and he's like retired, and he's like, oh, okay, and like that's his thing. And it's like, no things against him. It's just we had to be aware that, like,
maybe consider hiring a little bit more help, or just like raising that understanding of like, you basically almost need to be suspicious of everybody.
But that's the question that I don't want to hurt the fragility of this town. Like, because since we've shown up, essentially, what have we done? We've taken care of the Chimera. Awesome. But then we were the ones to deliver the news about the lumberjack community dying. We then had we bought a place, and then it was ransacked. So
It's a real
if
Storm
anything,
Crow situation.
we
here.
are we are sitting here with a situation where we've only been bad news, except for
Sure.
the Chimera.
We've
Sure, but
created
then-
excitement for them.
But then what's the alternative? We leave and they're
kill
just
them all.
vulnerable now.
Well, we're not leaving.
Oh.
So
We have a
Wow.
business to run.
yeah, while they decide to go to Mayor Ornath, can I start my ritual, or would that put it like way too late into the night?
You would not sleep, right? So that would involve you having a level of exhaustion for the next day.
Mhm.
Because it's an 8-hour ritual, and like typically a long rest is 8 hours. So
Yeah.
it would take the place of that because it is late when you guys arrive.
Speaking of things to do, also I'm gonna go touch the meat.
Okay.
A gentle repose it.
It's reposed. Congratulations.
It's been 2 days.
That's not a euphemism, people. That's not a euphemism.
I'm gonna go touch the
Oh,
meat.
boy.
Um,
I'm allowed saying
yeah,
that.
I'll take the level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
And finally get
Okay,
a
cool.
doggo.
you guys head directly. You take the captives directly to Ornath, or you're gonna hold off until the morning, or what?
What time of night is it again?
It's like 10 p.m. It's like getting late.
Oh.
He's gonna show up in like the onesie kind of thing, where like he's like one like sick piece of silk
Well,
like clothing with like a crumpled hat.
what's the alternative though? Like
Yeah.
we hold on to these guys all night. We
Yeah,
might
no,
wanna
I-
prioritize.
Can I do a
So
medicine check? Are
my-
they how concussed are they?
I mean, very like
I just look over and nod at them, and I'm like, they're passed out, Morty. Don't worry. They are beyond concussed right now.
Are you sure?
I am pretty
Are
positive.
you sure?
Morty. Make a spot check or a perception check.
Well, what? Okay.
Sorry.
All right, 3-5. Calm down.
Yeah. Spot search and listen were different then.
Six,
That's weird.
15.
15. Yeah, they're pretty unconscious. As you
If
kind
I
of
see
like,
an eye going up, I'm just gonna throw something at them. Like,
as you like start to like focus on like the stuff you're unloading again, one of them looks toward Dimitri and mouths out the words "thank you," and then just like
help us.
and then like closes his eyes again and pretends to be unconscious. And maybe is at this point. It is late. Maybe he's deciding to sleep at this point. But
So I do think that we need to alert Mayor and Ornath rather than wait. The
Okay.
reason
Yeah.
for this is number one, we're back, and they probably should know that we're back and that we have our stuff back in our residence. I also think that it's important for us to ask Mayor Ornath if there's a safe place for us to be able to store things like the gems and whatnot, since he seemed to have a safe hidden stashed away in his abode that we could potentially create sort of a holding account. But I do think that it's appropriate for us to ask Mayor Ornath what's the right way that Winds Hollow has handled unsavory individuals in the past so that we're not violating any type of local code in some way, shape, or form.
okay,
And if it's an off with their head situation, then Morty, you're more than welcome to go and do it.
Be very
But-
clear here. I'm not a killer.
Right, right. But like, I do think we need to go to Mayor Ornath right away.
Yeah.
okay. You guys head over to his home then, and it takes him a while to answer the door, but he does after a couple of minutes. He kind of opens the door and he says, "Oh, what's you're back? Are these the people that left with Baron?"
Hi, Mayor Ornath. Yeah.
We are sorry
That did-
for intruding on your night.
Oh, it's quite all right.
We're not.
What can I do for you?
So we've got some really good news. We're back. We found Baron. Our stuff is back because I know that we came by a while ago, really nervous about everything.
It's very
And
fortuitous.
yeah, and we made sure that we were able to grab the guys that seem to have committed this offense so that we can figure out what is the right way to be able to handle a wrongdoer like this. We're new to town, and we want to make sure that we're following the appropriate code of how you like being able to lead this town, right, guys? Guys,
I think
That
I would
sounds right.
reiterate a very similar conversation that we just had. Like, minus us bringing all the problems, we just don't want to influence your community in a negative way. You guys have done so much for us. You just want to respect your rules. It's your city. We just want to know how you want to go about it.
Yeah,
they stole someone.
Right. I mean, at this point, we've never been able to afford the luxury of any kind of like organized justice.
Sure.
Normally, if someone steals something, the person goes and takes it back, and that generally involves some bloodshed, either from the thief or the person that was
you just straight up, it is eye for eye kind of stuff around here.
I mean, when it doesn't happen specifically in town, we don't really have jurisdiction. We don't have like a regional jurisdiction here. So because it's in town, I mean, I guess, what would you like to see as the victims of this crime? What would you all like to see in terms of justice for these transgressions?
No. What would you like to see? It was committed in your city.
Morty.
Yes. We're citizens of your city. That's why we're trying to abide by the rules.
Sure.
You have more familiarity here than us.
Right.
We are newly, we're new citizens.
And what I'm saying is typically we would determine the desires of the party that has been wronged and use that to influence our decision on what we would do. We might not do what you expect, what you would like us to do, but your expectation plays a role in our sentencing.
I kind of do one of these. And I do almost like a team huddle.
Humming.
I'm like, what do you? I'm like, guys.
Cute just bends over
with two smalls and a tall, over.
And I go, guys, I thought my plan was gonna work, but he apparently threw it back. He said, "I'm rubber," and he's rubber, and I'm glue, and he threw it back at me.
I'm so shocked. A plan of yours didn't go as you thought it would.
Like, at that point, when you say that, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I am a little shocked.
One day y'all are gonna come up with a plan, and it's gonna go flawlessly, and it's gonna be a 12-minute episode, and we're not gonna know what to do.
No, then it'll go to an accounting episode at that point. Like, you know what?
Oh goodness.
We're just gonna throw it back, guys. What did you want to do anyway? You guys saw a really cool tree, I guess.
So Morty, you brought up really great points earlier, because we're still huddled, right? And I'm like, we don't want to create a big scheme. So I know it's up to us. Let's take some time to be able to think about this in a way that doesn't negatively affect the town, all right? So if Mayor Ornette is going to leave it up to us, then I do think that we need to take these people in and figure out something to do. Not here in Ornette's mansion, but at our abode.
Is there a place where we can keep these?
A quick clarification, Ornette says, you won't be deciding the sentencing.
Okay.
You'll be influencing the sentencing by your expectations, and I will decide the sentencing. But
okay.
But typically we want to at least get the input of the aggrieved party before we determine a sentence.
Okay.
What kind of... Just so we can have some guidance here. You have a lot more experience. With this kind of severity, or not severity, because it wasn't a murder, but it was a person being removed.
Robbery.
A robbery of a person and money. What kind of punishments would be fitting?
They tried to kill us, though.
No. we went after them, which would have been part of what he says is what happens in, like, if we're outside the city, when somebody goes, it's either bloodshed by the thief or bloodshed by the person. So either somebody's going to get away with it or they don't. So in this case, we've kind of circumvented it where we've taken the bloodshed and minimized it, kind of, minus Barrel Knight, because F that guy.
Yeah, you probably did more damage in brain cells than you did blood.
It's a magical world. We
Yeah.
don't have to super worry
Just
about
say
that right now,
Roscoe.
kid.
The Lady of the Forest has a lot of words to say about that, but this topic is kind of a gray area.
Sure.
I think I would say at this point is, with that being said, what kind of ideas would you think, like, so we can have a range of, hey, we're feeling, or not feeling, but like, this makes most sense for us versus, the most extreme would be death for this person. We brought the criminal back.
Mm-hmm.
What would you suggest are some things that we could do? So let's say we don't want death to be the result. What could be the options
death to be the result
that would be fitting in your eyes?
I mean, it was a good sum that was stolen. Did you get it all back?
We recovered it after they tried to play a trick on us.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
whatever.
The theft has largely been addressed then. The kidnapping is not an insignificant situation. In the past, we've implemented banishments for kidnapping. How likely do you think these individuals would be to come and make another attempt?
100%.
What?
My suggestion would be that we kidnap them and make them work for us.
That was gonna be what I was.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, I don't know. My alignment's got to be real shifty at this point.
Well, mine doesn't. I'll go say it.
So typically, we are not fans of slavery. But if we established a term as a consequence, it couldn't be indefinite, but
something to the tune of 11,000 gold, I think, should cover it.
Ooh,
that's not a term.
Gold, what? No, it would have to be a duration.
Exactly.
However long it's
unskilled labor is 2 silver pieces a day.
Yeah.
So like,
so
55,000 days. I'm doing my math
that
right.
Long. No, as long as it takes for them to earn back, because let's call it, if we're talking in legality sense, we feel wronged to the level that we are seeking, let's say for emotional distress, etc. We're seeking damages up to, 12,000 gold pieces, let's say.
Yeah, no, see, here's the problem is we don't deal in emotional distress. And there wasn't a monetary amount put on the crime, right? So you've gotten your money back, though.
Right.
Yes,
so
but
that has been redressed.
But we have not gotten our time back, and that time could have been spent
acquiring 12,000 gold in the last 2 years.
All right, no,
yes.
but statement stands more. So is we went about the situation of reclaiming money that was gold that was taken from us. A person was taken. So even if we accounted for the gold that we accounted for, he should at least be responsible for some sort of, let's say, for bettering the community. Let's say we forfeit our situation and make him work for the city, so you can make use out of him. That to me makes sense. I mean, I don't know.
It's called community service.
Exactly. So
forced community service, and I look him right in the eyes.
Pearl.
Most community service is not forced.
Whoa.
He says we would be very agreeable to that.
Exactly.
The issue is he's a very capable individual.
Are you specifically talking about Bluebeard, or are you talking about all of them? Because there's a lot of folks.
All of them.
Okay, they're all capable. I mean, they are. Okay.
Like it would require. it.
Yeah. So, what?
Feed him to the Chimera. That's it. We're just gonna go make another Chimera. We'll feed him to him. I don't say that out loud.
What?
I'm just frustrated.
This escalated really quickly.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
there's
Okay.
no one in the city, like, more out of game. It's like there's no one in the city that can, like,
Control.
actively deal with a Bluebeard.
Right.
Like, he's very capable.
Well, what about
So
the Arcanist that we know? What's his name?
Roscoe?
Roscoe.
Oh, we can put the moss on them.
No.
Wait.
No. So this was along the lines of something that I was going to suggest and recommend, and it's kind of like what we kind of did with the tribe too. Is that for folks that came in, whether for good reasons or for bad, to put them to work to help the general community together. And yeah, I agree that it could be for a period of time. So I think Morty was right in saying that, yeah, all of these folks are capable. The stout one with the blue beard is a fairly powerful individual, and we want to make sure that they don't pose a threat, physical or otherwise, to the town. The others, they're skilled as well, but it did give us the appearance, based on how they were acting, that they were majorly following this individual. It may be the best course of action for us to remove Bluebeard from the equation and potentially do banishment there, or figure out another way to be able to have him not influencing the picture. And then the town could benefit, hopefully, from these other individuals who can help out the city in ways that they need help, whether it be garbage collection, deliveries, watering the plants. Hopefully the snapdragon doesn't eat them, that kind of thing. Helping watch the gate, and they could hopefully become trained individuals as well as a result of it. We also want to be able to have access to these people too, to be able to help out with what we're looking to be able to do. But Bluebeard, and I look over, I'm like, he did some massive pain to us. We almost didn't make it as a result. And that can be very frightening and endangering for the town. So when it comes to the others, I feel confident about what we've talked about in terms of having them help the community. But for who appears to be the leader, and a very powerful one at that, I wouldn't want to put the town at risk, because we can't lean on his allegiances as strongly as the others, I think. He's not as impressionable as the others, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
It was kind of like when we were up in the tribe, where I was from, those that looked fairly powerful, our dragon just ate them. But for the others, we put them to work.
Is that what you are requesting? To banish this Bluebeard and put the others to work then?
We'd want a little bit of time with the Bluebeard to make sure that we're aware of kind of how this all came about. But yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Okay.
Well, where
What
would
about
it
you
go?
guys? Yeah.
What's that?
Where would Bluebeard go? Say one more again. Say that one more time again, Spit.
So, I mean, putting Bluebeard's helpers to work to help the community, but Bluebeard himself cannot be a part of this equation. He poses too much of a threat, physically and otherwise, to the town if there isn't somebody who can
What is
Handle
basically
him.
match him.
what does banishing entail?
Yeah.
He'd be sent out of town, and if he were caught in town again, he'd be executed.
That's a big ask for a town without a legal police force.
I mean,
He's a Bluebeard. He'd be
we're not
pretty
all
easy.
incapable, right? We're not
Yeah.
super capable, but I am of the indication that the town against one person comes out
Yeah.
ahead.
You call that
Yeah.
action economy.
My concern
Yeah.
my concern would be like what he might do
To
being
protect
in the
himself.
surrounding area,
Yeah.
like unchecked.
Alternatively,
So-
we could lock him up.
Yeah.
There are cells in my cellar that predate my term here that haven't been used but are functional.
Yeah.
And the locks work, like as in functional, meaning it's not like rusted and potentially breakable and such, like they've been properly maintained.
No, they're fully functional.
Yeah. I have described to you that Bluebeard did do quite a number on us. Do you feel comfortable having this individual in the state that he's in right now being detained in your cell while we continue to figure out a proper plan to be able to protect the town from the potential forces that he can develop?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
are you leaving
Here you go.
I mean, he has several cells. Are you leaving all of them with him, or?
I mean, yeah, at least for right now. Like, since it's so late at night, it's probably better, right, to just put them in the cells for right now and then deal with it in the morning.
You just gotta do that one thing where you just like keep him perpetually weak enough where any person just can stab him like a kobold, like just ow! It's like never give him enough where he's like teetering at 5 levels exhaustion. He's like ow! It's like you're not gonna ever get us.
Morty, what's your alignment again?
Questionable at times.
Okay,
No, that checks out.
Okay.
Questionable because
So
he took a friend from me.
Sure.
So Mayor Arnett, if you do feel comfortable with that, we would prefer to be able to have them in your capable hands and detainment. We do intend on coming back in the morning to be able to talk over with you if you've had any further ideas from our recommendation, but also to more directly address Bluebeard himself.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for getting up. Rest well. And we're sorry to
it's fine. He looks like he was fully awake. Like.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope that you have a good night, and thank you so much for all of your help. It means a lot for us to be able to be here in this town. We feel safe here. We want to continue to feel safe here, and we want everyone to continue to feel safe here. And if this can help us get towards that, I'm all for it.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Is there anything else I
You
can
guys
do
ready
for
to
you
go back
today?
then?
We give him the money. We'll do that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We'll do it
We'll do
tomorrow.
it tomorrow.
Yeah, but Mayor Arnett, we do want to see if there's a way to be able to continue to protect what we've got on top of the great locks that you've been able to get the town to be able to do for us. If there's a way, I remember earlier you had gone out to fetch a stash of gems that seemed to be pretty well protected in your home, to the extent that we may be able to store some things with you in case for some reason our home were to be a continued target, especially with the extra security very displayed on our door. That could be a good idea, but we could talk more about that tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
We appreciate
Thank you, Morty.
you letting us be in here.
Yeah.
I don't ever want that to go unnoticed. Like we really appreciate you allowing us to be here, allowing us to use your town as a place of safety and sanctity, and giving us the opportunity to protect it too.
Yeah.
And we will continue doing.
I mean, you've already done wonders for our town.
We're not done yet.
Well,
We got
that's
trade
wonderful
routes to
hear.
open. We're gonna make this.
Kim is gonna slowly slip out the door and go across to the bar and get a drink.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say you were going to grab the hook and just gradually pull Morty.
Yeah, the long, like the shepherd's hook, like
He's long since learned that that's not going to stop him from talking. So he just lets him go.
or it would just like the talking will continue after you pulled him through the door and just like.
No, exactly. I would pull you over to the bar and you would still be going. So he just knows, like, you know what? I'm gonna be right across the street.
I'm taking care of everything right now because I'm tall.
Morty.
I just thought that you guys.
Yeah, it's a little. It's more
this, so-
antagonizing. It's like,
Yeah, the bar is it's surprising. Just opening the route to Winds Hollow from Rainwall has I mean it's much more crowded. It's not like packed, but there's much more traffic in the bar than there was when you first arrived. Right.
Oh.
If as I look around, are there any other let's
Colored
see. So I'm
beards.
6'5". I want to try to find the other well, no, first I want to get a drink.
Mhm.
And then after I get that drink, I want to find the tallest person in this bar, and I want to challenge him to arm wrestling.
Okay. You get a drink, and you look around, and you notice a group of 3 Goliaths sitting at a table.
Fuck.
There's my shepherd's hook. Come on, let's go.
How tall is the tallest one?
6'9", 6'10".
Yikes. Okay.
Can I have noticed that Kiv had slipped out while Morty was doing? Because like I think all of us are used to Morty doing
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
So could I also slip?
I assume that the rest of you just like started leaving, and he just
okay,
like got
gotcha.
left there. So
I'm back at the house with like a dog bone, like doing this with the wall.
Sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Spit. Yeah, you notice. I mean, you can even follow her to the tavern or to the bar
Yeah.
if you
I
want.
hate
As
all
I
you
would.
guys. You guys
Probably
should-
without Kiv noticing me, but
Sure.
yes. But Kiv knows that I'm following.
Eventually,
So.
Morty will bring up the rear. You're sure.
Maybe.
But maybe. But yeah, you enter behind her. Can you make an investigation check for me, Spit?
Me?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Or actually, an
Come
insight
on.
check. An insight check.
Insight check I can do. That is a dirty 20.
You notice as Kiv is approaching this group of Goliaths, their body language is somewhat sullen. And you notice that, like, the way they are drinking seems to be mournful rather than, like, revelatory.
Oh shoot! Do I notice this?
No, you don't.
No, because you downed a hair of the dog.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna go up to them and be like, "Hey guys, you want to party?"
One of them looks at you and he says, tonight might not be the best time to party. We are here for other purposes.
Okay.
I feel like
Hopefully.
Kiv's still gonna do it.
Hopefully, I'm smart enough to walk away from that.
I don't know. That's your choice, I suppose.
I don't.
Yeah.
Let's
do
party.
that. Do I see anybody in the bar that is also tall who looks like they would like to party?
Oh, come on.
I mean, there are several people in the bar of various heights, I suppose. Many of them tall. I don't know. Like Aaron is also there, and seems to be like headed over toward the Goliath table.
Yeah.
You notice some larger humans. This is by and large a human town, just because of the way that like settlement happened to occur. You don't get the feeling that there's any like intentionalness behind the human kind of population, but
Yeah.
there's not really a way to like make that assessment. You see 3 or 4 people around, not as tall as you. You are substantially tall for a medium creature.
I suppose less about the tallness and more about the partiness.
Did you say party or hardy?
Party.
Party.
Yes.
I mean, there's lots of people drinking and celebrating. One of them looks at you and makes eye contact.
I'm just gonna be like, "Who wants to arm wrestle?"
4 people line up.
Great, let's do it.
So they all say, like, what do we do? Is this like a tournament? Is there a prize money?
Is it
What's
round
going
robin?
on? Is it round robin? Is it single elimination? Double elimination? You
You'll get a
proposed a contest. What are the rules of the contest?
True.
Oh no.
Let's see what I got.
No.
What do I have to give away? I'm not giving any gold. Don't worry.
I know where a lot of copper is. It's buried.
Let's see.
I'll give you
One
a map.
treasure map to
I'll
copper.
give you a map to buried treasure.
Yeah.
Why is there like 3 gold here?
We got there and it was 311 copper. I didn't say it was a lot of buried treasure.
It's physically a lot of treasure.
Just put some silver on top of it. It looks much more worth stealing.
It's not a gem.
I don't have anything to
Not
bet.
a gem.
I just want an arm wrestle.
I bet
They're
a drink.
like, okay, fine.
It's an exhibition match, I see.
They're like, this is suddenly boring, but whatever, let's do it.
We've already committed. Arr.
Yeah.
Angry, drunk people arm wrestling, upset because round robin tourney canceled.
Make an athletics check, Kiv.
Oh, goody. That's a little bit better.
And this is where all of our bennies go.
We have like 40 or something.
That's
It's
true,
okay.
because I got a 6.
Are you
Oh,
using a Benny on this?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Do it.
All right.
You challenged.
We
But
have
that's just
so
lose
many
If you
immediately.
have a
left.
6, you lose and are
Yeah.
ashamed. Like,
All right.
Like the person who set up the
So-
tournament loses in the first round. That seems super not good.
So I watch all of this happen kind of from like the middle of the scene, and I go, wow, that one hit Kib really hard. The drink, not the person. But I mean, as long as they're having a good time, and I kind of like am bounding a little bit on both feet, and I actually amble my way over to the sullen Goliaths, and I'm not sure if Aaron's already over there. And I'm like energetically pointing him, like, look, 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 look. I know that Kib came over here, but I mean, they look like they're having a great time. I love it when they do this. Do you want to try it too? I never got the chance to do it myself.
you're
I
asking
sure.
the
Like arm
Goliaths?
wrestling?
Yeah, I want to try it. I want to try it. And it looks like it'd be fun, and maybe you guys could have
So-
some fun too.
So one of them looks at you and kind of like smirks a little bit and is like, and says, sure, okay.
Yeah. So I
Um,
scamper up onto the table, and I just like hold my arm out.
Oh my god.
The angriest grin.
They're,
Yeah.
they're literally going to be like dads with a kid, like, oh no.
So
You beat
you,
me.
you put your arm out and the Goliath, like clearly the elder Goliath, grabs your hand and what'd you roll for
I get
athletics?
to roll it.
36. Bam!
15. So it's very clear that like the Goliath expected to have to like throw this match to humor you and go away. But then you just beat him. And he's like seemingly surprised. He's like, well, okay, well, that's great.
And I'm just sitting over here like, I lost.
How did this
I
happen?
crying into my drink.
I throw both arms in the air, and I go, I won.
You
And
Just
so
go over to
sure
Morty
did.
and just start crying like,
And
I
said,
hope I
do
walk
it.
in and be like, see all of this unfold and go like,
As you walk in, you
what
watch
is
Kiv
going
run
on?
to the corner in shame while Spit is standing on a table, like laying down like across the table like this, and beating a Goliath in an arm wrestling
A
match.
sad Goliath.
A sad Goliath in an arm wrestling match while Aaron looks on mournfully.
Right. So I'm going like, I'm actually genuinely excited that I won. But like I turn back over to the Goliath. I'm like, thank you so much for playing with me. Kim usually never lets me go and do this kind of stuff. And it looked like that they were gonna have some fun. And I wanted to be able to share that fun with you. Since Kim kind of just walked away. So and
I look
waved-
sad.
and you look sad. So
I know.
Boom, got him.
so I wave over to Aaron who's there. I'm like, Aaron, do you want to go and share in the fun too? I want to be able to share this with all of you.
Aaron says, we appreciate your efforts, Spit, but we are trying to do some processing this evening, and that's maybe not the best time.
Gotcha. So I like kind of roll a bit to be able to orient myself properly on the table, and like I just nod knowingly to each of them, and then I walk over to each of their arms and give each arm an embrace, because that's probably what I can embrace,
Sure.
an arm or a fist or something. Hop off the table and like hug Aaron's leg. and be like, we'll be here for you too. We're really
I'm
excited
gonna be
to
like,
be here.
spit, I'll arm wrestle you.
Yeah! And be like, all right, Aaron, bye, everybody.
Spit
And
goes
so I go
prancing
ahead.
off to the back.
Yeah.
And then I proceed to lose again.
Probably.
No, y'all have to roll.
Yeah, let's roll.
He just crit, didn't he?
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Wait, what do I athletics?
Athletics.
So did I! I got 23.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Natural
so, yeah,
20.
Yeah, same. So, yeah! We did it!
You guys just like sit deadlocked for like 3 minutes before everybody around you is just like, all right, well, this isn't fun for us anymore. We're going to go. Like,
That's okay. You know what? It's fun for us. I don't care.
Yeah.
this strange Iron Man match is not going well for us. So like I said, the bar is pretty popular, both for good and ill reasons. Dimitri, what are you doing to like embrace your natural side and gain the influence of a wolf?
So as I am, because whenever I was like looking up, trying to see what the ritual was, it just says, you're communing with the animal. So I guess I'm sitting there. And
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess
rather than read the book myself.
Well, I like the book doesn't even say anything.
I know you have to make
That's
it up.
the point.
So I guess as everybody has left, and I guess they also took the injured or concussed bad guys with them to the safes already.
Yeah,
Or
they
to
put them in
the
the
jail
cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there communing or chatting, focusing on one of the three wolves while the other two are like sitting there. So it's like the pack of three, and I'm just focused on the middle one. But I'm going, and I feel like this is a ritual where I'm trying to hypnotize one of the wolves.
Oh, man. Yes.
And I'm like,
Go
I
for it.
have like the dog bone, and I'm just trying to hypnotize it. And as the ritual is going on, like I'm creating, like I cast good berry to create the good berries, unless that breaks the ritual. Does that break the ritual?
We'll say no.
We'll say no. All right, so I cast good berries, and I eat good berries with all the wolves, but mostly the one that I am trying to commune with the most as going through. So.
Sure. You are successfully communing. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Okay.
It's nighttime.
Well, I'm also distracted.
Oh, and you're exhausted.
I'm
He's
also
distracted by
very
his
distracted.
ritual. Yeah.
And you heard the yelling of spit arm wrestling too. Very distracting.
Ooh, I get to re-roll that one. All right, do I get my bonus if I'm proficient?
Yep.
So 21.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you, as like Baron is unloading this cart, you notice that he's like kind of muttering to himself. He seems like irritated that he was kidnapped and like seems pretty down in the dumps. And you hear like, I don't know what happened. I can't believe this happened. This is ridiculous. I thought we were better than this. It seems like he's trying to like psych himself up. Like, we were better than this. We never should have let this happen. Like you're important. People like you. Like those kinds of self affirmations. But other than that,
Wait, who's saying that?
Baron.
It's Baron.
Baron.
I'm just hearing it as I'm talking and like
Mm-hmm.
attuning myself with the wolf, and
Mhm.
I would be like, "Hey Baron, would you like a wolf?" But I'm in the middle of doing.
Do you like a wolf?
No, we don't need a
would you-
wolf. We can do this on our own.
Yeah. Yeah. Call that one.
I take
Right, you should
mental
not be
note
a
of that
bard
he's referring to his individual person as we.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I'm slightly concerned about that, but we'll study that further as things go by.
Cool. Is there anything
So-
else? What's that? Spit.
No, go ahead if it's still on Dimitri.
It's not, because he is doing
Okay.
8 hours of
Yeah.
Dimitri and the wolf time. That sounded
So-
weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Neat.
So Kim and I are still arm wrestling. I look up and I'm like, we should probably go to bed.
It's nearing dawn. You guys matched powers so strongly.
Oh,
Hours go by, and
I
you
thought
are.
I might have left by then. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
fine.
late, like way before then. Like, I
Like,
walked
most
in.
people have lost interest in this arm wrestling bout long ago.
It's been 4 hours of just them going like, ah.
It's just
That's
4
why I
hours of
wanted
them
to
trying their
stop.
best.
Well, before that happens, I do have a question. You did mention the bar is got audiences good and bad.
Yeah, by that I meant
People-
like people are there like
For different
enjoying
reasons.
themselves
Reasons,
and also like mourning the death of their apparent family member.
We figured as much, but we can't address that because Morty's not gonna. He's learned from this one or last one that this is a bad idea to try to console people after they find out that their lover's dead. So he's not gonna attempt so quickly. But it doesn't mean he doesn't make a mental note. The other question is there any people otherwise that are here that seem to be out of place? I mean, we're more adventuring. I'm not saying we're like deep in the adventuring route, but are there other individuals here that seem like they fit the bill?
Make an investigation check, but use your charisma modifier for it.
Yeah, it's better than it's +1 to it. No, wait, that's 0. Just wait. No, it's +1. That's 9.
9. Yeah, it's probably
Like
fine.
I and like to put it in perspective, like I think I would have been there for a little bit because you said we were 10 o'clock. I don't imagine we were at the mayor's place more than 30 minutes, even if that long.
Sure.
I would have spent the night looking for that, and I'm not saying I'm asking for a like that's kind of what my idea is, and like making mental notes about these people, not necessarily looking for them in particular. Like, hey, if I see them again, I can notice them.
Yeah, it's tough to tell because like there are more people here, and people you don't necessarily recognize, but like the road's open, right? Like a lot of them look to be like farmers, presumably like maybe they just came to like sell goods to town and don't feel like they can make it all the way home before they want to rest here instead.
Sure.
It's there's not really a way to really assess the character of the people here.
Okay. I think at that point, like I would just be like watching them, and by them I mean my compatriots, and a heated arm wrestle match for whatever hours of periods that they decide to do this for.
Should have only
And
been
then
that.
when I figure out that we're about 30 minutes into the stalemate, I'd probably leave.
As you cheer them both on.
I'm like, go, you guys. Hooray.
At some point, it becomes like, go, you guys. Just go.
Please.
Woo, you guys are real good at this. Woo.
And then you head
I
home.
would leave.
And 2 hours later, they finally give up. And
I hope I
also
like
go
wipe.
home.
I gotta get home and I see Dimitri like he's like cold sweat and I just like wipe it off his brow and then I go to bed. Like
I imagine he's like snuggling with wolves by this time you get
that's
home.
what I was
Like
picturing.
just buried in wolf.
I,
how
like,
many
pop
wolves
my
do we
head-
have? Do you just have one or we have like
There's
7?
three. There's 3. So I
And,
like
and
pop
he
my
has
head
communed
up
with the alpha.
of like this pile of wolves, and I'm just like, and then go back down.
Morty, by the time you get to I guess the restaurant, for lack of a better word, Baron has just about unloaded the cart.
It's been like wait, I thought we like super helped him. I feel super
that,
bad now.
I guess was unclear, but that's fine.
Like I don't want him like 12 o'clock. He's still unloading the cart for 2 hours. Like I was hoping I was like helping him enough.
All right, that's fine. So he's just kind of like doing an inventory quick and like trying to get back into the swing of managing this business for you all. He seems a bit disheartened by the fact that he was taken captive, but he'll get over it, you seem to think. Is there anything else you guys want to do before dawn?
Arm
I
wrestling.
guess go to bed.
Yeah, all right. You wake up
I
late.
guess.
You guys wake up late. Dimitri, you now have a friend who is mechanically your friend, not just narratively your friend, who has influence. Here's what I will say. You have attuned to the alpha of these three wolves. So for like narrative purposes, if you want to put the other two wolves to task, like around town, I don't have a problem with that, but they won't like go with you on adventures or anything like that. Like if you're like, help guard the town, they'd be like, all right, cool. We'll help be guards and sniff out villainry or whatever. I don't know. Something dramatic.
Help watch the shop from intruders at nighttime.
Yeah, those kinds of things are completely appropriate. Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, it is morning. Y'all are awake. Dimitri, you do have one level of exhaustion, giving you disadvantage on skill checks. Other than that, what else do you guys want to do? What's the next course of action
Ross,
for y'all?
well, I want to go to our friendly kobold
Okay.
and see what he's determined in the last 2 days. I don't know if he's even done anything, but like, you know, go and see if he's like
Oh, and take
thought
Baron
about
with you.
what?
Because he's due for a checkup, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Baron. I thought, you know what? Spit, you're the rational one with me, and I think you're a great influence on my persons. I need your company.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Mayor Ornath though.
Just kidding. I'll venture.
I mean, I can come with
I
you.
will think
I just
about
told Mayor
it.
Ornath that I would be there first thing in the morning, and oh my gosh, look at the time! Like not in the I don't want to be.
Yeah,
around
you're like,
sense.
look at I gotta go.
No, like legitimately, like I told Mayor Ornath I was gonna be there in the morning.
I'll go with Morty.
Kim, you're my favorite tall my most favorite tall person.
Cool.
As a quick question,
Am I the only tall
mechanics-
person you know?
Would you be upset if I said yes?
We know Aaron and Mayor Ornath.
Yeah.
Quick
I'll take
mechanics question: Are animals able to wear armor?
Yes, there's a thing called barding. We kind of went over that.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
we
pony
tried to pull
barding.
it.
That's a nightmare.
Theoretically, you could get barding for a wolf. I don't know mechanically if that affects the ranger class though.
I know it increases AC, but typically only have one. But once again, typically barding is real expensive.
And like typical barding is for like horses and ponies.
Horses.
Wolf barding would be a much more expensive process because it would be like custom fit.
And if we were gonna get barding, we had to get Jeffrey barding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will look into it for next time
Okay.
to clarify. I don't know if like animal companions even can have barding.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
I think
That
he
might-
can,
maybe.
but you know, once again, it's your game.
Sure.
I was just kind of wondering because I've been like,
Um,
ooh, I could be like dog meat and Fallout and just get them like the armor.
Huh.
Oh,
the
dogs.
Doggles. Nice. I'll look into it for next time though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So you have an animal companion now. The three of you, Spit, you said you were going to Ornath's?
Yeah, I was gonna go to Ornath. Dimitri, do you want to come to Ornath as well, or did you want to go over to Roscoe?
I will.
Come
Let's
to
see.
Ornath. 2 and 2
Uh,
sounds good.
Yeah, I'll go with Ornath. I
Yeah,
will
and
be-
with all the wolves and everything,
yes, with all
so
the
that he's
wolves,
aware.
Sure.
that they just kind of follow.
Ornath answers the door and says, Spit, I'm glad you came. One of your captives did not make it through the night.
Oh, I should have come sooner.
He didn't wake up. I'm not sure what happened. He just
Morty.
didn't wake up. So I don't know. It seems like maybe he went unconscious a bunch.
Which one?
Yesterday. One of the archers.
How many are there?
There
were
4, including Bluebeard, that you brought
Yes,
back.
yes, Lieutenant, him, and 2 archers.
One of the archers is no longer around.
Can I go see everyone and like take me to this individual?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He leads you down to the cells.
Yeah. And everyone else is awake right now?
They're kind of like in corners in various stages. Like they're one of them is the other archer is sleeping. Bluebeard is like sulking in his cage. And then the lieutenant is sitting quietly.
Gotcha. And then the other archer is there. So I go over to the archer's thing and I look up. Well, I guess it's downstairs, but I look up at the ceiling as if looking up towards the sky. And I go, I've got a Benny.
To make him alive again?
I mean, it's useful for the town, right? No?
Yeah, I'm going to say that, like...
Oh!
I'm going to say you can't
I'm gonna
counter...
say that
you can't
that
counter a
retroactive-
specific narrative element that I have just come up with using a Benny. Like, a Benny is like a... Oh no, I forgot
know,
a thing.
I
Not like a...
He forgot not to get hit.
Not like I don't want this plot development to not be a plot development.
Yeah, no, I totally get you.
Yeah.
So you're trying to pin me with murder, aren't you? Well, it's not gonna work.
It's true.
This is. I mean, there's no charge to be had. It just looks like the trip back after presumably a very challenging battle.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Ended up being fatal.
Yeah. All right. So I look up at the sky and I just breathe instead, like a very long sigh. And then I look around. Can you describe to me this underground area? Like it's sort of cavernous with like.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's cavernous. It's just like a cellar, right? Like, and it's a pretty well reinforced cellar.
Okay.
You notice like 5 cells that were clearly used as some sort of prison in the past, and again, but haven't been used in the interim that you know of. It seems like they haven't been used anyway. There is a floor safe here, which presumably is where the safe that he goes to is.
Yep.
And then like the door to get down here is reinforced and locked as well.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, is there like any debris on the ground, or is it fairly well kept, or is it sort of like it's not generally to what degree is this area traversed frequently?
It looks like not. I mean, like the path from the stairs to the safe is pretty well traveled. But like the rest of the room, like you would have to walk over the safe to get to the cells, and they're dusty and there's cobwebs and it looks like Ornath has kind of like tried to sweep out the cells themselves just as like a basic decency kind of thing. But it looks like there's not even enough use to have debris, right? Like there's nothing. This room isn't used frequently enough to have like trash built up or anything like that.
Gotcha. All right. So I mean, yeah, it's obviously with stuff kind of strewn about and whatnot. I mean, I kind of scamper over to corners of the room where like stuff would have reasonably collected just from the general hustle and bustle. I assume that there may be like little pebbles or rocks and stuff like that. And I come back with like 3 or 4 really small like rocks or ish of stuff. And I just kind of make a pile because that's how I know how to acknowledge death.
Okay.
And I go, I'm sorry that we have to deal with this. We probably should go and do a proper burial and disposal of.
I can take care of it. It's fine.
Yeah. But I am interested, as I was mentioning before, to be able to have some time to talk with Bluebeard to see what else is going on. I see that he appears to be awake. Have you given... we can go upstairs if you want, but I want to make sure that I run by you what you think the right path forward should be. But I do think at minimum I'd like some time to be able to talk with Bluebeard.
Sure.
Okay.
Did you want to talk with me in front of him or away from him?
Wait, we can go back upstairs.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure that I saw the individual who passed, and just wanted to kind of understand and assess the situation of which of the few. So,
Okay.
okay. So yeah, let's go upstairs really quick and see what we can discuss.
Sure.
But we can swipe cut to the other group in the party
Right.
if you want.
Morty, what do you want to talk to Roscoe about?
See if he's begun any research on the mold.
He says, I have not started any research yet. I have outfitted the barn with what I hope will be safety precautions.
Sure.
But that has taken most of the 3 days since the last time you asked, since you dropped it off.
We're very appreciative of what you're doing. Just want to make sure anything we're doing that could assist you is in place. Are you good with resources, and is there anything that we could do to help out?
I think we are okay.
How is my flower?
Your flower is doing well. All of my snapdragons are doing well. As soon as you are trained to take care of them, you are welcome to take it with you.
I appreciate that still. Also, I'm looking to top off my healer's kit.
Sure. How many uses are you down?
I'm down 5. No, 4.
4.
Yeah.
He says, sorry. He says, it will be a gold to top off your healer's kit.
A what?
One gold?
Excuse me?
Okay. I mean, I'm not there, but
I say, how much is a full healer's kit?
5 gold.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here's a gold, and I will take that.
I thought you were gonna sit here and haggle and just, oh, okay, sure, here.
Nope. He's got something that I have hostage.
What?
He's got my snapdragon.
That's true. I mean, it's
I mean,
whatever.
it's not
I don't
yeah.
know that it's a hostage, but that's fine.
he can shoot.
Hostage.
Is there anything else you want to do with Roscoe?
I could arm wrestle him to try and get half price.
Baron needs his
Speaking of arm
treatment.
wrestling,
He was recently held upside down, and I don't know how that affects his treatment, but I want to make sure he's doing okay.
Sure. He kind of like motions for Baron to lay out on like the table that he has to work on.
I can imagine it like a fake butcher's, like the butcher's paper. It's like, but like it's been the same sheet for like 4 years.
Right.
It's like
He says, well, the good news is it doesn't look like any progress has been interfered with from his inversion, but we do need to get back on track for his treatments. And he like gets out a salve and starts administering it on the scar tissue that Baron has.
I'm hoping the first thing he pulls out actually was like when you go to like a chiropractor or something, when they're like trying to fix you, they take out like that
staple gun thing.
No, it's like a pitten with a hammer and just start wailing into his shoulder like, we gotta fix all of this, and
It's
just starts
like Minecraft on your back.
Yikes.
You know, it is what it is. It'd be like that sometimes.
He starts to get a salve out and starts to administer the salve. Was there anything else you wanted to do with Roscoe?
I think I'm good for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Cue the other people.
Sure. Giv, what are you doing right now?
I'm hanging out with Morty.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific you are interested in finding out from Roscoe?
No, I just went with him because Spit was busy with the mayor, so
Okay, sure.
solidarity.
Sounds good. Dimitri, are you sleeping right now? What are you doing right now? I don't know.
Well, I went with Spit.
Oh, you went with Spit to the mayor. That's right.
To the mayor's place.
We're back to y'all, I guess. So
Well, they went upstairs
Sure.
ahead of me, And so I still have some leftover good berries, and I'm just going to give one to each of the prisoners.
Okay. Yeah, they seem appreciative. I don't know, is there anything else you want to do down there?
Um, do y'all know anything about that watchtower that's at the crossroads between Bell and Goldholm?
I know we were told to avoid that watchtower.
Told by your higher ups?
I mean, you don't have to call him our higher ups. We all know that it's Claude Bottom. Eustace hired us. That's common knowledge at this point.
Yeah. Okay. And so avoid any major reason why it should be avoided?
Presumably, that it was dangerous. My understanding was Bluebeard acquired some kind of allowance to operate in the region from the tower, and we kept our distance.
Okay. All right. Well then, uh, Bluebeard, is there more of that allowance at the tower that you remember, or is it too hazardous to even go and take a gander at it?
What do you? I mean, there's a dragon that lives there. Do you want to mess with a dragon?
I guess not.
Yes.
I mean, I paid a fee to be able to operate in the region, and he didn't eat me for operating in his territory. So, I don't know.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So,
Yeah.
all right. Can I get y'all anything? Are y'all all right? I know y'all. I know Morty has terrorized y'all. So
Yeah.
What?
They're in jail for. Oh my
I know.
God.
I'm just trying to be the.
They stole someone
One of them,
and our
like-
shit.
One of them points at the good berry and like throws it in his mouth. He's like, "We're good. This is more than we could have hoped for. We appreciate it." Spit, what did you want to have a conversation with the mayor about?
So you had an opportunity to sleep on it. I know I provided recommendations on at least the individuals that are still alive, and more specifically Bluebeard as well, and how they could potentially be properly addressed given their transgression. Have you, after having thought about it for a bit, do you have any thoughts on that recommendation or anything that you'd recommend differently?
No, I think that's a pretty good course of action. If we'll keep Bluebeard locked up, and if the others can be useful in town, they are welcome to earn their keep here. Otherwise, they'll be cut loose, sent to the wilds.
I know that we didn't discuss a specific term in time. I know that my companions had defined it in terms of cost, but I mean,
we would expect they are acting under the direction of Bluebeard, who is taking on the brunt of the consequence here. So I would say that 2 months of service to the community would probably be appropriate.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure it was a long enough time for them to learn what they need to be doing and to do it all right in a way that
2 months
could
could be enough time for them to change their attitudes as well, and decide that maybe they want to be helpful members of the community instead of beholden members of the community.
Yeah. And then for Bluebeard himself, I mean, I did once again want to express that he did a number on us. Do you feel that the restraints downstairs, attainment down in your cellar, is effective enough to be able to contain him? I want to ensure your safety as well.
What magical abilities did he show he had when you encountered him?
Internally, I now try to cue that meme with the geometric shapes that come all around, trying to remember. I might need a little help.
How much help? You know how to get the help you need.
Yeah, I think I need a penny's worth of help.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. It occurs to you that you didn't see him do any kinds of magic or anything.
Darn it,
All
that's
of
what
his-
I thought.
all
He
of his
just
talents
pointed a
were-
lot. He pointed
Yeah, all
a
of his
lot.
talents were pretty martial. He was very skilled in terms of like combat.
Pointing.
Yeah. And he doesn't have his whip or other things like that right now. So
Right.
okay. Yeah, so I mean, I don't remember him displaying magic, but he did appear to have a good amount of to him. I mean, I know that's not really saying a lot given, I mean, look at me, but still, just want to make sure that you don't get hurt because he is here. So
I expect that I can hold my own.
great, awesome.
Secretly, Mayor Ornath is actually a warlord.
I was gonna say, in my mind, the phrase
Just
"Do you
box
want to arm
people.
wrestle?" came through my head. I'm like, wait, no, Kiv's not here, and I wouldn't want Kiv to miss me beating Mayor Ornath.
Sure.
So, but that's my own internal dialogue. All right. So yeah, if you feel comfy with that, then I think that's. I'm glad that you agreed with my recommendation and that we can do this in a safe way. I know that you said you'll take care of the one individual that didn't make it through. Just let us know if you need us to be able to assist with that. Do you need us to assist with putting the others to appropriate service within the town?
No, I think we're going to start with shoring up the walls.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like with the extra attention we are garnering, simple palisades might not be quite enough should monsters or bandits or anything else attack. Seems fitting that those that came in and tried to take someone from out of the walls would be responsible for making them stronger. So
Great.
there's a
All right,
certain
awesome.
level of irony there, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so. All right.
Excellent.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to come by to hear the news and to talk it through. I'm glad that we were able to be on the same page. Oh, did you see Dimitri has wolves? And in the meantime, I guess the wolves they're outside, right? Or are they down in the basement rolling around?
That's up
in
to
the dust?
Dimitri.
They would have stayed outside and
Okay.
protected the door for the time.
Oh yeah.
Because I bet if I came in with the wolves and Bluebeard and company saw that, they would probably be greatly saddened by that.
By the fact that you stole their wolves, yeah.
By the fact that I stole their wolves with good berries. that I just fed them.
Ornath says, "No, that's great. Are they're going to be around your establishment there and keep kind of to themselves?"
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll as either nighttime is around, they'll be around keeping guard, you might say. I could even have two of them just kind of patrol around in the evening hours and warn of intruders or such if need be.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
We can make a petting zoo. Sorry,
No,
I just
You're
really wanted
on
to
your way.
recommend.
All right,
No.
so I guess the next course of action here, unless you guys have other things you want to work on, is you guys have to come up with a plan. What?
We're good at those.
Where are you headed? What are you gonna do? There's a couple of leads that have opened up.
Old Home is one of them.
Yep, Goldholm is one of them. Ironwoods is another, and the Watchtower, of course.
We didn't
is
find
the
that
other.
druid either, right? That's from the Ironwoods, though.
That's in the Ironwoods, yeah.
And we also still need to pick up all the tables and chairs from that barn that was kind
Oh,
of burned down
yeah!
at some point. Which we could probably just hire somebody to go grab those
No,
for
we
us.
clearly if we want to get things done right, we gotta do it ourselves.
My instinct is to go where the money is, and it seems like a dragon would be hoarding an amount of money.
Yeah,
'cause
I mean, I look at all of it. Oh, are we all back in the house now?
Yep. You
Okay.
guys are in
I
your,
mean, I look at,
in
like,
your establishment, yeah.
The dragon can be really powerful. I just want to make sure that we don't put ourselves at a highly unnecessary amount of risk.
I mean, Baron looks over and he goes, "Didn't that resin control a whole tree and make it try to kill you? That seems powerful too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that one thing is necessarily less powerful than another at this point.
And
We're
hold
level
up-
6. We can do
I
it.
hold up the bag of resin and I'm like, I need to make arrows that set on fire with these things. Yes.
I really hope Baron's just like a level 20 character, just thinking we're just complete idiots.
No, I asked him that with dilated pupils on like the 3rd episode.
And yet he still lied.
He didn't
Weird.
lie.
No,
Although-
he launched a cantrip, right?
First level
Burning hands
spell.
is a cantrip.
First level spell.
Ooh.
He took a feat.
But,
He's a human. What? Like,
Yeah.
He's even variant.
Bluebeard
He
did
went
say-
that way.
Bluebeard did say that he did have to pay
A protection.
He,
a
A usage
tithe or
fee.
a fee to be in the area, to the dragon-ish area. So there might be more fees that got paid into this tower. So that could be a possibility.
Mhm.
Not sure. That does sound like, it sounds like it's several days out. Not sure what we would do against a dragon. Like, do we know? Like, Spit, what can
Hold
you
up.
tell
Also,
us?
also, since it is several days out, and I look over at the meat, do we have anyone who could take care of this?
via
The gentle touch.
Yeah. This is. Let me look. Hold on.
Well,
what is
I
it?
thought the concern was
Something
about to
touch?
be, do we have
Morty,
enough
what's
meat?
the name of the spell? What kind of touch?
Gentle repose.
Gentle.
Gentle repose. Who gets gentle repose?
About to reveal what Baron is.
I'm just seeing if there's anyone in town that can get gentle repose.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh.
might
What is it,
Roscoe
a
have
cleric
it?
spell?
Might. Like, I don't think Macy and Gerald would have
Wizard
it.
cleric. Yeah, you could find. Baron says I can find somebody in town that can keep the meat going. It's going to cost us some
Yeah.
gold, but probably less than you could bring back from a dragon's tower.
Right, exactly. I mean, it could be a favor every now and then kind of thing, because obviously Morty can take care of it when we're here. But yeah, if you feel comfortable being able to ask for that favor in town, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Don't let it get too ridiculous of an
Sure.
asking price.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I'm okay with going over then to the dragon if you all are comfy with like heading towards the watchtower, and then depending on what happens, we can, I don't know, get some chairs and tables on our way back maybe.
So I would at least like one full night in a protected area for us to rest and go back to
Yes.
full.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Agreed.
So if then there's still a little bit of the day left. You've already seen Roscoe. We saw Mayor Ornath. We saw Aaron last night. And I go over to Kim. I'm like, you saw him too. Should we just pay a visit today or give some space?
Maybe give some space. Just
Mm.
I'm not I mean like I'm charismatic but more in the intimidating way rather than like
Yeah,
the being nice and friendly kind of way. So
that's a good point.
I have a feeling I would not fare well with something like that.
And
Mhm.
in the second cart that we brought back is pretty destroyed.
It's no longer a cart. It's
What card?
firewood
It's a
at this
sled.
point.
Firewood. All right.
Oh, okay.
It's not
That-
even a sled anymore.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Well, if that is the decision you have made, Baron comes over and he says, guys, when I was putting some stuff away, I went into a storage room and found a basement in this building. And then I went
Oh,
down and checked the basement. There's something down here you might want to see.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
as
With-
we go
with the
down the
torch.
stairs, I
Wait, hold
perform a
on.
perception check as well.
I thought we did a pretty good search of this place before.
We
the first
did.
floor and the second floor.
We didn't.
We did do a pretty good search, but the winds of change are strong, and also we have a $15 patron. So I found a basement with
Thanks, patron.
with something that you guys might want to see.
Yeah.
Down in the
Let's
basement.
go take a peek.
Yeah.
Another
but as we're
chimera
going down,
just
we go
waiting
down.
there.
Yeah, exactly. We go down. I recommend we go down cautiously, and I perform a perception check on the way down.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bring a torch
Anyone
on the
want
way
to help
down.
me? Anyone want to help me?
You can do your roll. I will do my roll shortly after if you
Yeah,
fail.
No,
I'm not
it's not-
proficient.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
gonna bring
everyone
a,
doing perception
like
check.
to-
The way that
Only
we
one
do
of
it
you
is
is going to
only
get a
one roll.
perception
Yeah.
check. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd like to
And
have
I will
a
give you
torch.
assistance then.
Yeah.
You're going to light a torch. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have dark vision, so
In perception, and I get that bonus. So I have a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you through the assistance of Morty's torch, you head down the stairs. It's not a very large cellar. It looks vaguely. You probably wouldn't know the word for it. Well, you might. It looks like something that you would have used to like venerate the dragon that you you grew up with. Vaguely altar-ish. At the altar is this strange statue of something. What languages do you speak?
I speak Draconic, Common, and I know this answer because I'm a far traveler. Nope, that was my not common language was Draconic. Unless
Okay.
I got that by default by being a kobold.
You did.
No,
yeah.
that's
You do.
You do.
then
is this all of us? What do all of us speak?
Yeah. What languages does everybody have?
The one language type and spell I was telling myself I would never take, and that's comprehend languages, and I will never take it because I want to understand this book in my own way.
I have common, halfling, draconic, and infernal.
Okay.
how do you
Yeah,
have that much?
I
I
got
have-
common, draconic, halfling.
What did I
have
miss? Hold on, you
common-
guys are so talky. What?
I have common, infernal, draconic, and kobold.
What?
We can speak all your
That's right.
languages. but
I know what you're
barely-
saying about me behind my back.
No.
Well- Brian, question.
Mm-hmm.
If it looks altar-y,
Yeah.
religious, can I make a stab and say, can I figure this out? Wait, what time of day is it?
It's morning, like mid-morning.
But we haven't taken our long sheltered rest yet, though.
No, you have, but Dimitri hasn't because he was busy attuning to his wolf.
Okay, just fix
Right.
it.
Because I want to have an answer that has more than just two things, Joe.
Jay, you should get one. You should get kobold or draconic because you're a kobold.
Yeah.
Common because it's common.
Yeah.
And then your background might give you a language. And then you might get a language from being a rogue.
Is there anything in
Oh
my
gosh.
book,
Okay.
if I flip through it, because I love picture books,
Mhm.
Right.
is there anything in my book that resembles anything that's here? If it's looking altar or religiously,
Mhm.
I mean, I've scoured my book, I would say multiple
Sure.
times, even though I've not read half of it. And by half, I mean all of it, because I can't understand what's being written in it.
Right.
Is there
Make
anything that's in it?
Make a religion check.
You know what? I would look to spend a penny on this, because a 9's not going to do it.
Okay.
How does a 17 look?
You get the idea that this isn't necessarily religious per se, but it is like somehow beyond the potential of like this realm, kind of, right? So you
Like,
should
like the like how what was the rapture? It's not the rapture. There's a name for it, and it's in my notes somewhere. I can't remember the name of it. But like how there was like a discord between realms almost between the
Yeah, so the breach refers to this like barrier
breach.
between
Yeah,
the
yeah.
material realm and the other like planes, basically.
Sure.
And this definitely seems extraplanar, potentially like good, but not at the power level of like the thing that you get this inspiration from. So like you, in like mechanical terms, you should think more of like patron than deity, right? Like this thing could potentially give you has enough power that it could be a patron of a warlock if it decided to be, but is like seemingly good aligned. Would you like to spend a Benny for this to be written in a language that you can understand?
So I was going to quickly say I should know Gnomish because we hate them. And
Okay.
we want to know when they're calling us bad names.
Okay.
Did I strike gold? No?
It's not Gnomish currently, no.
Dang, no.
I would like to spend a Benny
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
I agree.
Sure.
Well, how many we have?
Anytime.
How many are we
You have
at
like
total?
22, so...
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So oddly enough, it is written in Infernal. And it is, it says, in honor of Big Mar, drink from the well of goodness. I hope the move went well.
All right, I'll, you know,
Wait, well,
Let's see what
what is it
happens.
again? Say,
It
what does
says,
it say?
in honor of Big Mar, his
Drink
his
from the
order
well.
of holy goodness. I hope the move, or drink from the altar of holy goodness. I hope
Drink.
the move went well.
Sure. Drink from his
It's-
well of what?
Holy
Holy
goodness.
goodness.
Holy goodness. I hope the move went well.
Yeah. And Kiv, you notice on the back there's like, like campsite water pumps.
Mhm.
We have to like prime it. It looks like there's like a lever that you can pull,
Mhm.
and like
And where's the spout?
It's like it's coming out. He's like pointing at you, like the statue's like, "Hey," and it looks like there's a
Hey.
hole in his finger.
Okay, that's less concerning. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna
not
go...
like cherubs in Chicago or
Yeah.
anything.
I'm
No.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I was born and raised here, and that's my concern. Yeah, I'm gonna do the pump.
Sure.
I'm down to hold a glass underneath the and
Finger
gather
gun.
some of this.
Water gun.
This
So you
liquidy
like
goodness.
you prime the pump and you get it going, and it has enough liquid in it to fill 4 vials. And you've seen this liquid before. This is a healing potion.
Mm-hmm. But it's potent, isn't it?
No, it's a regular healing potion.
Dang.
But it looks like you could get like 4 healing potions per let's say session.
Oh.
While you're in town, right? Like you're not going to be able to like, let's stop by the fountain real quick if you're like at the Dragon's Tower. But like if you're in town, you can grab a quick 4 potions.
Okay. This
Thanks,
could
Big
be
Mar.
something that we have
Thanks, Big
Baron
Mar.
just start stacking potions for us, just filling up the cellar.
No, so that's not going to
No.
be like a way that this will work. No, but
Exactly.
it is a fun like thing. And if any
it's
of
a
our
fun
viewers want to be able to do like cool
Finger
roadside attraction type things like this, the $15 a month tier gives you access to like create some kind of thing, whether it's like a care package or like a fun thing. This started off with Mario asking if he could give us like some sort of altar that had a cache, and I was like, this is way better.
Oh, the Big Mar!
Yeah.
I get it now!
Big Mar. So thank you, Mario. Big Mar is covering the cost of Zoom every month. That's huge. Like the faster we can make up all of our costs in terms of production, the faster we can raise more money for Initiative Research Foundation.
God bless you, Big Mar.
So Big Mar is here to give you some
To
extra
provide.
healing. Presumably, if you get to know more about Big Mar, maybe the fountain works in different ways. Who knows? We'll find out, and we'll find out maybe next time when we come back for In the Red. Thanks, guys. It's been fun. Check us out on Patreon, on YouTube. DM Tips is up. It's going every Monday until January. We're doing season 2 right now. We're starting to shoot the season 3 and 4 stuff next week. Patrons are going to have early access to the live plays that we're going to record of the Adventures League season 3 and 4, as well as early access to the season 4 DM Tips videos. Those will go up kind of when the season 3 stuff goes up on YouTube, and then once the season 3 stuff is up on YouTube, season 4 will move over to YouTube as well. So that'll be cool if you want to see kind of how we run AL to not feel so railsy, or to embrace the rails and just kind of enjoy it anyway. Become a Patreon, check us out. You can find us at initiativecoffeeco.com. You can buy some coffee. You can find us here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
Don't you have a Red Opera?
We don't have the Red Opera stream on Saturday. We had to cancel that. So
there is something else.
There's something else.
On MySpace.
Did you start a MySpace?
It's my to-do list tomorrow.
Okay, it's in progress.
MySpace
Apparently,
still exists?
there's a MySpace in progress. We did have to cancel the Red Opera stream, but you should still. I think the Kickstarter is over, but the backer kit is running until April. It started at a $10,000 goal and hit 140K. It's kind of a big deal. Our friend Rick Hines is the author on it. Apotheosis Games are the production house and are doing cool stuff with games everywhere. So check out the Red Opera. It's based off a metal opera of the same name. If you're into heavy metal, check out Dia Morte's Red Opera. How is Fuzzy Logic? You got stuff? You got things?
Yeah,
How's
we
the
got
new...
stuff. Yeah, last weekend we had just released a new online-only game. Super excited. Had a really good opening weekend for that. So that,
Awesome.
in addition to 5 of our other online experiences, are still available, and we're working on building yet another one too.
Perfect. That's awesome. That's really exciting. Apparently there are gems involved.
Yes.
Other than that, any other announcements, guys?
Sub. Just continue subbing.
Yeah,
Oh,
sub.
also subbing and bits are a thing you can do through Twitch now. I went ahead and finally set up all the stuff. So if you feel like throwing us a couple biddies, go ahead and toss them our way. That'd be cool.
Want to say I'll match the next gifted sub that goes out.
There you go.
Morty will match the next gifted sub that goes
That could be
out.
this
All right.
stream or then in 2 weeks. I'm willing
Okay.
to match that.
Cool.
There you go.
Because y'all, this is a really important thing to us, to me, and I really would love to have more and more people out there.
Right.
And as long as I'm not responsible for creating new emotes, that's kind of the also pushing off my shirking responsibility here. I will gift emotes and gift subs instead.
For sure. Also, once we cover all our costs to kind of run the channel, all of those donations are going to Initiative Research Foundation. So it's a nonprofit that Jake and I started a couple of months ago. We're in the process of we're already approved and registered in Illinois. We're working on getting bylaws and stuff drafted to be approved federally. It'll help support research in the gaming sphere. So that's both are really important things to me, and I'm excited to kind of find ways to move that whole realm along. Other than that, stay safe, wear a mask, have fun, and roll together. We'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is the 15th of October. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.